And how about this? Jaylon Smith, released by the Dallas Cowboys, quickly finding a landing spot with a team that we had flagged yesterday as a potential suitor for Stephon Gilmore. Instead, the Packers reportedly finalizing a deal for linebacker Jaylon Smith. Matt LaFleur, the coach of the Packers, was at Notre Dame when Jaylon Smith was there, so there's familiarity. Jaylon Smith started every game for the Cowboys from 2018 through 2020, and he was a Pro Bowler in 2019. What do you think of the Packers bringing in Jaylon Smith?
Well, you know my thoughts about a little bit yesterday. I mean, there's issues with Jaylon Smith's game. I mean, space, coverage, he's less than, and I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but I understand it from where the Packers need it, and this is where they need it. The Packers right now, they only have one true middle linebacker on their football team. A true middle linebacker that, he's good in coverage and he can be a little bit of a thumper in the run game, and that's Devondre Campbell. But, Oren Burks, he's a little bit more of an athletic, situational type middle linebacker, and they play him on the edge a little bit and do different things. So he's not traditional middle linebacker, Mike. They have a kid, number 44, Ty Summers, who, in my opinion, just hasn't played well when he's been in there. And I would think that's the reason they're going, wait, we only got like one guy that we feel comfortable, like if the fullback's coming at us and they're running weak side ISO, that like can take on a fullback and close the gap and do that and play a physical brand of football. And that's where, listen, Jaylon Smith can still do that. The dude's got muscles coming out of his ears. I mean, he's jacked and he will bring it. So from that standpoint, if you're playing, let's say the Bucs and Leonard Fournette like last year, or they got to play Dallas in the playoffs, that's where Jaylon Smith could come in handy, because he will be able to fill some holes and, knock some people back and make tackles that way. And when it's in front of him, he's good. If he's got to go side to side or cover, Mike, it's an issue.
Well, and it's all relative to what you have. The Cowboys got rid of him because they have an embarrassment of riches at the linebacker position now, and they didn't want to get stuck with a $9.2 million base salary for next year if Smith gets an injury this year that he isn't cleared from in time for that money to fully vest. So there was a clear business decision to that move. And if you're a team that has needs at inside linebacker, then he is a guy to consider. And I think financially it doesn't matter, because the Cowboys are paying him his salary for the year. Whatever he gets from the Packers is an offset. So he's playing for free if he goes to Green Bay or anywhere else. So he could take the minimum for the rest of the year from the Packers, get the difference from the Cowboys, and he gets to go reestablish himself somewhere and maybe work toward laying the foundation to get someone to sign him for 2022, whether it's the Packers or someone else.
Yeah.
But the guy isn't done. Some folks around the league kind of turn up their nose at Jaylon Smith based upon the recent film.
Well,
but,
yeah.
If he's better than what you already have, then he's good enough. It's one thing for a team that is set at linebacker to say, this guy's not very good. No, he's not very good relative to what you have. But maybe for the Packers, he's exactly what they need right now, because maybe that's an area of weakness on their defense.
100%. It is. It's an area of weakness. There's no doubt. I think you explained it right. The league is about situational football, and, of course, the league is more passing league than ever before in a lot of ways. So that's where I think, you could talk to league executives or GMs or coaches, and they'd turn their nose up because they'd go, man, well, we could play a team that's got, a two tight end set, but they could split these guys out at wide receiver, and now he's really compromised. And I think that's what would worry a lot of teams with Jaylon Smith. Again, it goes back to the coverage, the space thing. But, if you go back to, the last highlight or two we showed, guys, and we could show that again, hey, when the game's in front of him and he can throw, and he can just come downhill and see a gap, and he's got to take on a blocker or make a tackle, that's where he has value. And then, you're in a division in the NFC North where, Dalvin Cook and company are coming, so that's downhill running, right? So that's where he's going to fit in real nicely. And then the Chicago Bears with Justin Fields, what we saw last week, I think that's going to be their style of play as we continue to go forward. So you worry about that. And then, of course, Green Bay values themselves as a Super Bowl team. And you look at, the 49ers, will they be in the mix? Some of the other good teams in the NFC who can run the ball, like we talked about, Dallas, Tampa overpowered them last year. I think that's where he could kind of come in handy, is those situations when it comes to, what we would say big boy football. Put your big boy pads on, you got to hit somebody. He can still do that.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.